Okay, I'd like to call the order of the regular City Council meeting of February 5th, 2024. Will you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent reflection? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, item number 1, roll call by the city clerk. Marcella, can you please do the roll call?
Councilmember Condi, can you hear me okay on Zoom?
Yes, thank you, Marcella. Here.
Councilmember Malone? Councilmember Nielsen? Councilmember Solario? Councilmember White?
Here.
Vice Mayor Pineda?
Here.
And Mayor Weiss has an excused absence tonight.
Thank you. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Next up is our new employee introductions with Renee Weatherless, our Director of Finance and Budget.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and members of Council. I have the pleasure tonight to introduce our newest member to the Finance and Budget Department, and that is Karen Reed. Unfortunately, she is unable to be present with us, but she was hired as an accounting specialist, so she's in our Accounts Payable and Payroll Division. Karen does come to the city with over 30 years of accounts payable and payroll and accounts receivable experience. She moved to the West Valley from Maryland and enjoys kayaking and other outdoor activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Next up, we have a proclamation for Engineers Week, and I believe Kim Moon, is our city engineer, is going to kick it off.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Council. I just wanted to say a few brief words before the proclamation is read. And we have our group photo from last week up there. The National Society of Professional Engineers initiated Engineers Week in 1951. National Engineers Week, or E-Week, is a week dedicated to celebrating the work that engineers do for our society. It's also an opportunity to support activities that get students interested in engineering and promote future careers in science, technology, and math. Those available in the engineering department gathered for this photo last week, and we have even more team members with us tonight, including engineers from the Public Works Department as well. So if everyone could come and join me at the podium, be recognized. All the engineers. And I just want to say, please join me in recognizing and celebrating our Avondale professional engineers, architects, plan reviewers, inspectors, project managers, right-of-way and project coordinators, associates, technicians, assistants, analysts, supervisors, and other professionals in engineering and public works department for in celebration of E-Week.
Well, thank you for each one of you brings to the city of Avondale. You're very vital, and so we thank you for what you, again, bring to the city. And I'm going to go ahead and read this proclamation for Engineers Week, if you don't mind. Proclamation for Engineers Week. Whereas engineers provide the talents and skills necessary to analyze and solve complex problems and create the infrastructure essential for the high quality of life which our citizens enjoy. And whereas the support of understanding and informed citizenry is vital to efficient planning, design, construction, and operation of the public infrastructure, which includes water, sanitary and storm sewers, streets and highways, bridges, public buildings, communications, electricity, and natural gas distribution. And whereas the health, safety, welfare, comfort, and economic vitality of this community, as well as the success of Project Renewal, greatly depends on sound public infrastructure. And whereas engineers address the major technological challenges of our time, from rebuilding towns devastated by natural disasters to designing infrastructure that will take our country through the 21st century. And whereas the quality and effectiveness of the public infrastructure is vitally dependent upon the effort, talent, and skill of public and private sector engineers. And whereas the City of Avondale is fortunate to have highly qualified and dedicated engineers whose professionalism materially influences the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. And now therefore it be resolved that the week February 18th through February 24th, 2024 is hereby designated as Engineers Week in the City of Avondale. Thank you for all you do.
And staff, if you would please stay for a photo after a few more presentations. We would love to have a photo with council. Thank you.
Thank you. Ron, next item, please.
All right, we have another proclamation, this time for Government Communicators Day. Clearly, I can't talk tonight, but for Government Communicators Day, and we have Pierre, our Director of Marketing and Public Relations.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am pleased to be here before you today because this is the first time that a day has been set aside to recognize communication professionals working in government. This is a day that's going to be held on February 24th, recognizing the contributions of public communicators across our nation. Little snapshot of what we do. Here in the city of Avondale, we're fortunate to have a marketing and public relations department. It's a small team serving our 18 city departments. Just a high overview of the things that we do. We are the communications hub for the city and a full-service department that does all the work in-house. And of course, as our departments get busier, so do we. Our workload grows as our departments get busier. Last year alone, we completed over 1,500 projects for the city. And just some highlights of the things that we did. We developed the branding and marketing for the launch of We Ride, which is, you see it throughout the community now. We've developed many comprehensive campaigns for our city departments. We have created custom items for the visitor center, including the Discover Avondale-opoly, which has been featured in the news lately. That was created in-house. We host several trainings and marketing trainings for our city departments to help them promote their own projects. And we've published award-winning collateral, including the Rave Review, Uniquely Avondale Visitor Guide, the annual report, and of course the water quality calendar. And we also consistently staff the EOC in the public information section during our NASCAR races. I have some members of my team with me today. A couple are out sick, but in closing, I'd like to say that we're very proud of the work that we do for the city of Avondale, and we love being able to work for our departments, serving the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. I see the team is joining you up front. So yes, each function that's been of this organization that's been celebrated so far are just so vital. And as you mentioned, I mean, we can do great things within this organization, but unless sometimes they're visible and our residents can see, learn, read about what is happening, they would not have any idea potentially. So thank you so much for what you do. And I'll go ahead and read the proclamation for Government Communicators Day. Whereas the role of government communications professions is to inform, educate, and engage their communities, and whereas robust communication in government creates trust and inspires residents to take action and be involved, and whereas government communications create relationships and calls to action, build awareness and understanding through storytelling, engage and foster engagement on civic issues, and use all channels to include people in critical decisions, and whereas it's essential to have strong communications in government because it's a foundational element of living in a democracy where citizens have the freedom to make their voice heard. And whereas Avondale's Marketing and Public Relations Department serves as the hub for the city's external communications to residents, visitors, and the business community. And whereas the city of Avondale is proud and has deep gratitude and recognition for government communicators, professionalism, dedication, hard work, commitment, enthusiasm, and sacrifice. Now, therefore, the Avondale City Council do hereby proclaim February 24th, 2024 as Government Communicators Day in the City of Avondale. Encourage all residents to recognize the members of the Marketing and Public Relations Department, along with other city staff, including public safety personnel, who have dedicated their careers to ensure the City of Avondale has effective, impactful, and successful communication strategies that resonate and are relevant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Next up, we have the City Manager's Excellence Awards Program, and Torin from my office, our Senior Management Boss, is going to present this.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council members. I'm excited to join you this evening to present the 2023 City Manager's Excellence Awards Program. The City Manager's Excellence Award Program recognizes Avondale employees who work hard to improve and support our organizational culture and serve the community at the highest level to meet our core purpose of making lives better. We announced all 2023 nominees and winners to staff at the January quarterly all-employee meeting, and I would like to share them with you as well this evening. All of our award winners are in the audience tonight, and we would like to ask them to join council after our presentations are done for a picture. Let's get started. On screen are all of the employees and employee teams that were nominated for one or more City Manager's Excellence Awards in 2023. In total, we received 30 nominations, with several employees and teams receiving multiple nominations. We launched the inaugural year of the City Manager's Excellence Awards program with 7 categories, as we have outlined on the screen. Each employee award winner received an engraved award, a challenge coin, an opportunity to have their picture placed on our City Manager's Excellence Awards page on the city's public website, and 1 day off with pay. Several award categories also include a monetary award. I will review our winners from each category and provide just a brief overview of what each of those rewards represents. The City Manager Star Performer Award is the highest award given to an employee each year that exemplifies all of the core values of the city to an extraordinary degree and is an excellent role model to their team, the organization, and the community in making lives better. Our 2023 award winner was Janet Dayer with the Human Resources Department. The Victory Lane Award is the second highest category of the City Manager's Excellence Awards and is given each year to an employee who exemplifies the core values of the city and who continually goes above and beyond in carrying out our core purpose. Our 2023 award winners in this category were Stephen Miller with IT and Rick Carr with the Engineering Department. The Guiding Leader Award recipient is an employee who creates a work environment that is team-oriented, fair, and transparent. Our 2023 award winner in this category was Liana Bell with the Human Resources Department. The Frontrunner Award recipient is an employee who continually works to resolve issues quickly, streamline processes, provide excellent customer service, and works efficiently and effectively to make Avondale the best it can be. Our 2023 award winners in this category were Mackenzie Henderson with Marketing and Public Relations and Gabby Babinski with the Office of Public Safety. The Pit Crew Award is given each year to a team of individuals excelling in at least one of the core values of the city who work as a team to achieve the city's core purpose of making lives better. Our 2023 award-winning teams are the Public Works Streets Maintenance Division and the Facilities Department. The Rookie of the Year Award was created as a special category to recognize employees who have exceeded expectations in going above and beyond to achieve excellence in service delivery and customer satisfaction, all within their first year of employment with the City of Avondale. Our 2023 award winner is Ariana Ramirez with the Development Services Department. The final City Manager's Excellence Award is the 2023 Special Recognition. This award was presented to an employee who exemplifies the Avi way through their tireless commitment to making lives better in Avondale, supporting a culture of professionalism and teamwork, and conveying their passion for service delivery day in and day out while supporting the city's core values of teamwork, accountability, kindness, transparency, efficiency, helpfulness, leadership, professionalism, and customer service. Our 2023 award winner in this category is Andy Mesquita, our Human Resources Director. Now, before I conclude this presentation, I would like to share with Council just how impactful this event was for our city staff. The City Manager's Excellence Awards drew the largest crowd of staff attendees that we have had at an all-employee meeting in years, and the energy and excitement around the room was palpable, as you can see in the pictures that we have here on the screen. Look at all those smiles. Congratulations to our City Manager's Excellence Award recipients. As I said, Vice Mayor, council members, please, after our presentations are done this evening, and members of the crowd who were the award recipients, join our council members for a picture after the presentations. Thank you.
Congratulations. Sure. Councilwoman Malone?
Thank you for the presentation. One of the things when Ron got on board is can you go back to the picture with everybody out there? One of the things we asked Ron to do was make sure he took care of our staff. Thank you, Ron, for loving our staff and taking care of a wonderful group of people that work hard for the city. They truly deserve it. So thank you guys again. Thank you, Ron.
Are there any other members? Oh, sorry. Are there any other members of council that wish to make any comments? Ron?
Mr. Vice Mayor, thank you. Councilmember Malone, thank you for the kind words. I will have to say that this was one of Tracy's initiatives that she put together, and then, of course, Torrin worked very hard putting this program together, and Sandra and Anissa and the team creating this. And our marketing team helped create the challenge coins. Alexis, our admin person, helped create the trophy, so it was a big team effort, but I couldn't be prouder to work for this city and the people that work here. So kudos to all the winners and to all the people nominated. What a hard job it was to select the winners. They were just amazing nominations and just fabulous employees. And again, thank you to my team.
And thank you to all those involved. And again, I'm sure that most of those who are recognized tonight don't come to work each day looking to receive an award, but it's just part of the hard work, and it's your daily routine and habits that exemplify all the service that you provide, again, to our residents and to each other. So thank you so much, and thank you, Torrin, for the presentation.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
So I believe we're going to,
We have one more, Mr. Vice Mayor, one more presentation. This is a recognition for Deputy Chief Aaron Glass. I believe Chief Rooney, our fire chief, and Chief Nanagi, our chief of public safety, are here to make the presentation.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Tonight, Chief Nanagi and I have the honor and pleasure of recognizing one of our own. In addition, we will be giving a Life Safety Award, which I just wanted to explain to you is a very big deal in the fire service. It's the highest award that we give out. And after Chief Nanagi tells you about what happened, I think you'll agree. But before that, I want to point out that Chief Paul Louisi from the Goodyear Fire Department and his command staff are here in support of this award.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Some of the details of this event are quite impressive. So 2 months ago, on December 15th, Deputy Chief Aaron Glass was driving off-duty with his wife and daughter at the intersection of Fillmore and Estrella Parkway in Goodyear. While at that intersection, he noticed a car slowly drive through the intersection and up into the roadway landscaping. Deputy Chief Glass approached the car while it was parked and immediately recognized that the elderly driver was in medical crisis. He immediately went into action and noticed that she was not breathing or had a pulse. With some assistance from some of the other citizens, they pulled her from the car, and Chief Glass immediately started chest compressions. Shortly after that, she regained a pulse and started breathing on her own. Shortly thereafter, the Goodyear Fire Medical arrived to continue medical care. The driver was transported to one of the local hospitals and was stabilized and was subsequently discharged from the hospital. The City of Goodyear and Fire Medical Department commended Chief Glass for his swift and decisive action at the immediate onset of this emergency. And just a little side note that, one of the genuine qualities of leadership is humility. And also a true leader never seeks attention. If it not had been for the Goodyear Fire Medical Department, we would have never known this even took place. Aaron came to work every day, never mentioned it to any of us until we got the email from Goodyear. So trying to get information out of him on what would have happened, he was very humble, but his actions were very deserving, and we're honored to be here tonight, Chief Rooney and I, to give him this award. So thank you.
On the behalf of the Avondale Fire and Medical and the City of Avondale, we would like to present this life-saving award to Deputy Chief Aaron Glass for performing acts off duty through prompt and alert action at great personal risk, which specifically resulted in saving a human life. Thank you, Aaron. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice Mayor, if it pleases, I'd like to provide Chief Glass with a token of my appreciation, the City Manager's Challenge Coin, if I can go down there and give that to him at this time.
Of course.
And Mayor and Council, at this time, if you would like to come down for photos or comments.
For
We can take a recess.
Okay, we'll take about a, 5-10 minute recess?
5 minutes is great.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, Marcel, do we have any requests to speak at this time?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We have not received any requests to speak.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Are there any council members who wish to have an item removed for separate consideration? If not, can I get a motion? Got a motion by Councilmember Malone, seconded by Councilmember White. All those in favor, or please vote.
Councilmember Condi, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you, Councilwoman Condi. Okay, passes 7-0.
6-0. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Item passes. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Next up, we have a public hearing for the Tolleson Union High School District annexation application presented by Michelle, our Senior Planner of Development Services.
Thank you, Vice Mayor and Council members. Tonight I'm presenting item 5A, Tolleson Union High School District Annexation, Application PL 23-0266. The purpose of this item is to conduct a public hearing on the proposed annexation of approximately 54.7 acres, generally located at the southeast corner of Alomar Boulevard and Dysart Road, and take action on the item. So the site is outlined in red on the left. It's located at the southeast corner of Dysart Road and Alomar Boulevard. It's currently being used for farming. And then in terms of the surrounding zoning districts and land uses, to the west of Dysart Road, there's some vacant land, Zone 3 Rivers Ranch, which is a planned future residential community. And then to the north of Alomar Boulevard is land currently being used for farming, zoned Alomar PAD. And then to the east are single-family homes under construction. in the Alomar PAD, and to the south is also farmland within the Alomar PAD. So now I'll give you some background, which I did present at the last hearing for this project. There is one property owner for the site, which is Tullison Union High School, District Number 214. No adjacent right-of-way is included since it's already annexed into the city. The site is zoned Rural 43 in the county, and it will be assigned the city equivalent zoning of RR 43 upon annexation. No rezoning is requested, and the proposed use is a public high school, which is permitted in the RR 43 district, and we have not received any plans for review at this time. And the proposal does meet all state requirements for annexation. And lastly, the annexation petition has been signed, and all required notifications have been completed. So as a reminder, this is the final public hearing. Staff recommends that the ordinance be adopted, annexing approximately 54.73 acres, generally located at the southeast corner of Alomar Boulevard and Dysart Road. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you for the presentation. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing. Marcella, have we received any requests to speak?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We have not received any requests to speak.
Thank you. At this time, I'll close the public hearing and open the floor for comments for the City Council. Were there any comments?
Thank you for the presentation and making sure that we're aware of how the property is going. Michelle, really thankful that we see that development coming, and it looks like it's perfect for what we want to do for education in the area and also to serve the residents. Thank you so much for all you do.
Any other members of the council wish to make any comments? Tina, do you have any comments?
Not at this time, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no additional comments, can I please have a motion and a vote? Got a motion made by Councilwoman White and Councilman Nielsen. Please vote.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Passes 6-0. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Up next is we have an update on our Parks and Recreation Director of Parks and Rec.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, council members. We're really excited to be here tonight to talk about the Parks and Recreation Master Plan that we're working on right now. We've been working on it for a couple of months behind the scenes, but this is our first opportunity to talk to you folks about what the plan is and what we're looking to do. So just a little background, the last Parks and Recreation Master Plan was approved and adopted in 2017. As you know, a lot of stuff has changed since then. We've been able to achieve a lot of the goals that were outlined in that 2017 master plan. Importantly, some of the things like revitalizing some of our older parks, Donnie Hale Park being an example, renovation of the Mountain View Community Center that was just completed in December, as well as creating some new facilities. So expanding Festival Fields, Alomar Park, the Aquatic Center. These are all things that were discussed in the 2017 master plan. So as you can see, we've made a lot of progress on what was included in that document, and now is a perfect time to kind of look at where we want to go in the next 10 years. So with that, we engaged with Barry Dunn, who is our consultant, and Jason Genk is here to kind of run us through the presentation tonight to kind of talk about, again, what the expectations are, what the plan is, the timeline, and our engagement strategy for trying to get the most information we can out of our residents and what they want to see from Parks and Recreation moving forward. So with that, I will turn it over to Jason, and he will get us through this presentation this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. I have to start by saying, wow, we get to go to council presentations and meetings all over the country. We service cities all over the United States, and this has got to be one of the most professionally run sessions I've ever seen. So just my compliments. Absolutely fantastic job. My name is Jason Genk, and I lead our practice of Parks, Recreation, Libraries at Barry Dunn, but most importantly, I'm your project manager, which means I'm the main contact for Brian, Dominic, and Corey and the entire team to make sure we do our very best to serve Avondale. I just very, very briefly about me, I promise. 27 years as a public servant. Most recently, I was Executive Director of Parks, Recreation, Libraries in Westminster, Colorado. I do reside in Westminster. I reside in Colorado, northern Colorado now. But I thought I should mention, in the 90s, I did work for the city of Phoenix. I also went to graduate school at Arizona State, so hopefully that's okay with folks in the audience. So that's enough about me, but yeah. Oh, good. There's one clap. That's awesome. We're off to a great start. But I do also want to, we have several team members that are helping on the project, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them, but we're very fortunate this evening. One of my colleagues, James Mickle, who has some specific specialty, I just was hoping he could briefly introduce himself, talk about his services, and I'll get right to the presentation. James?
Sure. James, come on up.
Absolutely. Good evening. My name is James Mickle, and I'm a senior consultant with Barry Dunn. I come by way of Virginia, and I have over 25 years of Parks and Recreation experience in local government and nonprofit agencies. As a part of this project, I believe in many analysis as it pertains to diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as Parks and Recreation programming. As a part of the request for proposals, the department were intentional about calling out the equity lens and ensuring that completing this process and completing this project through a lens of equity and inclusion. And that's a part of the analysis that I'm completing to include diversity, equity, and inclusion opportunities for all toolkit. This week, I've scheduled a robust amount of interviews with members of the community, random interviews and one-on-one sessions with staff, as well as completing a comprehensive study of gaps in recreation programs and assessments. So really excited to be here, really excited to work with Avondale, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, James. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'm trying to provide a general overview of the planning process, but please, anytime, if you'd like, you can feel free to stop me from going too quickly. A little bit of sort of the overview of this evening. I'm going to go over again briefly the project, and at the end, I want to talk specifically a little bit more about engagement, see if you have any other ideas, as well as just address some Q&A. A little bit about our firm, Barry Dunn. You may or may not have heard of us. We have 900 employees. We're the 7th fastest growing consulting firm in the United States. Our team, which is Parks, Recreation, and Libraries, is nested within local government. I lead the practice, 25 full-time employees that are throughout the nation doing all types of services for great communities, but none greater, of course, than Avondale. What is our mission? We're really working with staff closely and the community to create the future, really looking at that 10-year focus of where we should be setting our priorities together. It is very important for the work that we do for this to be a living and flexible process and a living document. For me, for example, when I was even considering retiring from public service, one of the most important things for me it would be to work with communities that have action-oriented and outcome-based planning, and I promise you that is exactly what we do. Some highlights on the project, very inclusive. One of the things, and I'll talk about engagement in a minute, we are really highly regarded for inclusivity as far as the community, staff, and aligning community-wide and city-wide priorities. In the project planning phase, which is where we're at now and getting right into the start of engagement and analysis, we request as many documents that are relative to the planning process. Your council strategic plan, for example. We want to learn about that, transportation plans, and as much as we can. So before we get started, we really want to take a step back and assess Avondale. And we have already completed the full system tour with a number of our staff, by the way. On engagement, this is one area that we really pride ourselves in success. You'll see our multifaceted engagement efforts that we do with a wheel that is there. And again, feel free to stop me at any time. I do want to mention that from the internal engagement, we do plan to have the opportunity to have one-on-one with council to the extent that's possible to learn more about your questions and input of the great service you provide for the community. Here's a little bit of a taste of sort of what we do. We're very, very proud that many of our clients have won awards for engagement processes that they've done. We use celebrities, the most interesting man in the world, people from Parks and Recreation, the television show. That's an example of a mobile chalkboard in Pflugerville, Texas, that did 140 miles and got into every neighborhood in that community as part of the planning efforts. Everything from pop-ups, we really pride ourselves in going to where the people are, and so we definitely get out and get into the community as best as we possibly can. And we also have diverse staff that go in. You know, it's not certainly always me. We have still staff that are multilingual, that have different backgrounds that we bring in to have conversations. Just an example of some of the branding to be eye-catchy, to make sure, and we're doing this right now with your staff, by the way. And you'll see that later, but we're not quite done with it yet to give you an idea of what that, memorable and unique capture of what the plan is about for Parks and Recreation. We do have an online engagement portal. You may be familiar with this, called Social Pinpoint. provides the opportunity for the community to build off comments, to place pinpoints of areas. Maybe they want to see a trail connection or a rec center or have a great compliment or that sort of thing, but we do provide that as one of the multifaceted engagement efforts that we do. Here's an example of one of your nearby, I guess, neighbors of Gilbert. There we were very pleased to achieve 60,000 points of contact in that community, and a lot of that was due to the hand-in-hand process with staff and the consultants. We don't always expect that, by the way. We certainly respect that all the staff have their day jobs, but we do the best we can to include staff and certainly integrate the already successful processes that Avondale is doing for communication and engagement. On the internal engagement side, everything from organization assessments to even this morning at about sunrise-ish, we were with your park staff and kind of picking their brain, getting ideas and doing some preliminary visioning, all the way through implementation. So many of our staff members are trained educators, and we work closely with staff teams to do things like once the plan is adopted, we come back and say, let's say your 18-month work plan. And that's very important that our plans working for communities are off and running. Just a few more slides, I promise. This is an example of our statistically valid survey. This is definitely included as part of your engagement efforts. Just gives you an idea that, in fact, we will be doing that also as part of our overall outreach efforts. I apologize that there's so many bullets here, but you guys are doing quite a bit of an assessment on your Parks and Recreation system, which is awesome. So I won't go through all of these unless you'd like me to at Q&A at the end, but I have highlighted a few of them just to call some attention to. Certainly, looking at your demographics, your diversity, where you're growing and where you're going in Avondale, how can we consider that into our future planning efforts and making choices about the types of preferences and interests the community and the organization might have. We have a very unique partnership with Placer AI. Maybe folks have heard of Placer AI. We use mobile data. We don't ping people's phones ourselves, just to be clear. We don't do that, but Placer does. We harvest the data, so if you want economic development and wants to learn more about travel tourism, for example, for a particular park or a particular special event, we can do that for you. So we help bring different types of data in to make informed decisions. Here's just an example from Adams County, I think. From Bear Hollow Zoo, sort of the heat map and kind of the visitor journey of mapping where people are coming and going when they may visit a park or an event. James mentioned this already. This is a lot of work that James does, which is taking a look at your levels of service and how you're providing your recreation programs. That's another element of what we'll be conducting. The equity of levels of service. So we have staff coming on site to assess all of your parks, all of your amenities, as well as map out where all of your partner HOA amenities are at. We want to take a look block by block, and we do things with the diversity index to take a look at recommendations of how far people are walking to get to a particular park or recreation activity. So we map out your entire system, and that helps us understand maybe where you might put your importance on identifying gaps in your community, certainly as you're growing. So we'll have staff coming on site to do that, and there's a couple more examples here. Here's an example of alternative providers. We mapped all the alternative providers of Parks and Recreation in Mesa, swimming pools and apartments, you name it, just to get a taste of how is the service really conducted in that community, which we'll be doing for you too. And here it just shows a breakout of walkable access. The darker shader regions have less access and the lighter, the other way around, sorry. But gives you again an idea of how we're looking at communities. And this is just an example of something you will have in Avondale when we are done. And again, I didn't cover all the areas of analysis, but I'd be happy to go back if you'd like. Visioning workshops, certainly then we take the data, the analysis, we talk with the community, go through engagement, and then we say, did we hear it right? Did we hear you correctly? Did we get the data right? Then we work together in visioning to decide, great, here's all this great information. Now community, now council, now staff, what do we want to do about this? So we call those visioning workshops. And then from there, sort of developing the draft and final plan, and then going into implementation, which is what I talked about previously. It's really a hallmark of Barry Dunn, and we really appreciate then when the plan's adopted, creating those 18-month work plans so folks are off and running. And you may be wondering, well, geez, this is a lot. What do you guys think as far as schedule? Well, that's actually the last slide. And so it gives you a snapshot, and this is a tentative schedule. This might move a month or so based on some of the metrics that Brian and I and the team have talked about. than the ways that we're going to pursue these. We certainly want to get it right. We're in no hurry, but I'm sure council wanted an idea as to what this time frame looked like. So that's essentially what we're looking at from an overall time frame. From roles and opportunities, certainly, council, you already do such great work representing the community and helping run a great organization, but anything you can do to help us open doors, certainly folks trust council before they're going to trust an outside consultant. I know that. So ways you can help connect us to communities, but things like this, and you don't necessarily have to answer these tonight. We can talk about it in our one-on-ones, but what does success look like to you? How do you measure that? And telling us on the front end. Or you heard me go really fast through engagements, but there's certain things you'd really like to see happen, certain constituents that really need a voice. We want to know about that. Or just really anything. We're just starting our journey now to learn about your community. Any ways you can get us a jump start or keep us updated and connected information, we would certainly appreciate. So with that, again, I look forward to having the opportunity to present and talk to you again in the future. Thank you again for everything you do and such a fantastic session this evening. I am available for questions, and I'm sure Brian and James are as well.
Thank you all for the presentation. Appreciate it. There's a lot to digest here, but I think it's important that we have these discussions prior to the process being rolled out and what it looked like November, December timeframe. And then, just like anything else, if you really want to know what to expect, it's going to come down to talking to people. So are there any members of council, any members of council that have any comments on this topic? Okay.
I do.
Let's go ahead and go with Councilwoman Condi first, and then we'll work our way through the dais.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Jason. What a great presentation. I like everything that you're saying, because I really feel that when we get that engagement with our community and that buy-in, it really creates a sense of pride within our community. I've already had a couple of people, because I have a 9-year-old, so we're usually at the park, and they always give me input. And I would love to, when it's time to do our one-on-one, kind of share some of those things that they kind of input that they gave me. And we, I don't know if you guys considered, we have a youth commission in Avondale. It'd be nice to maybe get them involved and kind of get their input as well. Excuse me. But I just want to just say thank you. I really like where you guys are headed with this, and I look forward to seeing the outcome and providing some input so that we can create an even better parks and recreation for our community. Thank you.
Councilman Nielsen?
Thank you. I appreciate that and the insight as to what will happen here. Just a couple of questions as we go down here. One of them, my favorite one, is about community involvement. Tina's mentioned it, and we're 7, and there are 90,000 of us or 95,000 of us, whatever it might be. How will you get all of those, not all of them, how do you get the involvement from some of those that are older, younger, families, non-families? What's the outreach idea or the thought of involving the community of Avondale?
Thank you, Council, for that question. I appreciate it. And, our approach is I just brought back up sort of the wheel of sort of what we do. We're very thoughtful about how we're approaching different communities. Sometimes we look at council or a staff, city manager, a park and rec director to help us open some doors. But we also realize that there's voices that may not be in regular contact with you. So we look at engaging in different groups in the community. We identify various stakeholder groups, and we do our best to work one-on-one with them to make sure they're aware of input. Those can be virtual, those can be in person. We do pop-ups. We'll show up. We don't just show up at, let's say, a trailhead, because that's too easy, right, to do a pop-up in a park. We go to retail, we go to business, to the extent they'd like us. We don't just show up, I promise. We don't do that. But we go to where people are. So that might be HOAs. It's different for every community, but we work very closely with the award-winning, I saw the award coming up for the public communications team. We'll be working with them to make sure that we don't miss anyone. And we're very proud in most cases, and I know this is sort of a challenge I'm kind of giving ourselves, in most cases we provide of the highest amount of engagement that our organization's ever seen. We work very hard at that.
And I guess just follow up on that, you talked about a visioning workshop. I would assume that somewhere along the line you're going to pull again the community in there and have them comment on what things like not been or participated in that, but that's kind of an interesting aspect of it.
Yes, sir, absolutely. We don't want to have that in a vacuum. After we do all this great, hopefully great analysis and engagement, we want to say, did we get it right? And or now that you have this great new data, what does that mean? Help us understand what that vision is. Yes.
Two others here. You mentioned something about keeping track of individuals when they come to participate as to where they're from. Is that Avondale? Is that north, south, east, west Avondale? Is it people who come in from other places? How does that, I mean, you're not going to ask everybody where they come from or take a roll or anything when they come and participate, or is that how that works?
No, sometimes we might ask folks in our discovery sessions, we will ask them, hey, how do you know the city or maybe where you live? But I think what I was referencing there is the Placer AI data, and we can find where people are coming from, and I don't mean it like that, but we can track through the mobile data people that are coming from all over the world. And some of our clients, that's really important. One of our clients, for example, Waterworld, which is like the 5th largest water park in the world. They want to know, where's everyone coming from? So, in fact, we can find out. So, like your events, you may be curious, say, are these Avondale residents? Are they not? We can tell you.
One just final one. We've had recently some individual rental homes that are open for what do you call it, a smart city, smart home, or whatever it was. I was amazed that going over there, you just take your phone and put it on the gate or put it on the doorknob, put it on the doorbell or whatever else, but then go into the house right there and you got a little tiny itty-bitty backyard. I don't know, you call them millennials or Gen X's or whatever. How are you going to get those guys out of their houses and out of their little backyard right there down to where there's something going on?
Well, sometimes we can't get them down to maybe a particular point. We typically like to go where they're at. And so we're very, creative, and different messages meet people in different ways, as you guys are well aware. So we're thoughtful as to what that is. So we will go into neighborhoods. We'll go to neighborhoods and provide maybe an experience they haven't seen or something they really want. We typically look for a champion, whether that might be council or someone in the HOA or the community to help open that door. But in the case of the Pflugerville example, that was, the chalkboard was the idea, the example there. But we went to every single neighborhood in Pflugerville, Texas. So that's an example.
Thank you very much. That's all I've got.
Councilmember Malone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I appreciate it. So a little bit about how we get there. Back in 2016, when I first started going out into the community and actually campaigning for council, we went into it was a Mountain View area. We were doing a Parks and Recreation, and we had 3 of us that showed up. Then we said, you know what, maybe we need to go out into the community. So what we kind of suggested was going out to Billy Moore's, going out to Winterfest, going out to Kid Fest, and it was amazing. Of all of the community members who wanted to have a say in their park, that's exactly what they did. And those are huge events, and that's how we got a lot of the data that our Parks and Recs were able to build off of. And when we were doing the skate park, I think you guys had like some type of event that was here in this office over here, right in one of the conference rooms, where our youth and our other community members came in and they told us how they did it. It was just the engagement. I think you guys will do an amazing job. This presentation looks exactly like what we kind of did back in 2016 throughout 17 and all through up until now. So thank you for the presentation. I can't wait to see it.
I love that feedback. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Councilmember White.
Thank you so much. Excellent presentation. I really appreciate it. And thank you for telling us we're a civil council. We really need to hear that, especially since you had some other cities on here that might not be like us in the area. So thank you. You talked about engagement. So I know that Brian's going to give you a heads up about Trace Rio's festival upcoming. He's going to talk to you about popping in the parks. You're going to probably want to be in centers where our people are going to be. And we normally are out at a lot of these events ourselves, so we will be your advocate in those spaces and places. I can only imagine, though, some of us Gen Xers, we really like QR codes and things you can scan And so that, maybe there's a form that we can jump on and take a fill out. But then we have a lot of folks here who don't use technology. So we're going to need to use the old pen and paper. And so we're going to have to kind of make whatever way we're surveying and engaging our community just as diverse as the people you want to attract, because we have multi-generational folks living here and we enjoy being next to each other, but we just interact and provide information and data differently. Something that I'll take a breath, hold on. Something that I heard you talk about that I really like is the inventory of parks on private properties and in HOAs. That to me is really important because I live in probably an older HOA. I'll call it a little older. It's not that old though. But when all the new HOAs came around, everybody's walking through their neighborhoods and checking out what do they have, what I don't have. And then if you're doing that inventory, it's not valuable unless you can tell those HOAs maybe where they can get grant funding to upscale their projects, or maybe what they can do to make sure the residents there enjoy and use them to the fullest. I know that we also have a lot of gated and closed communities, but they normally open the gates during the day, which I find is awesome, and I love that about Avondale. But I know Avondale is looking to become a more walkable, accessible community with transportation. I know that a part of the vision of where we're going to go is being able to have trails that really connect us throughout Maricopa County. So I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that, and being able to do that, it's going to have to go through some of our HOA properties, or at least around them. So that's going to be important that we have those public-private partnerships that we go through in this process. But I really am excited about the work that you're embarking upon. I look forward to see the outcomes and receive direction on where you expect us to come in and step up and help out. I saw that you got, possibly 60,000 folks in the community on the other side of town. I think their population's almost double ours, but I'm sure that we can probably get high folks engaged at this process here as long as we go through our marketing team and use all these wonderful resources that you already saw were available. People are really receptive to that already in our city. Thank you so much. Vice Mayor?
Thank you so much. And I think one of the things Councilmember White mentioned is in regard to engagement, not only with champions, as you mentioned, with us as council, but also with the Parks and Recs Commission. So I'm sure, Brian, you'll get some feedback from them as well. But as many opportunities for that engagement to occur would be very beneficial for many different reasons. And I'm sure the team will work diligently to make that happen. So any other comments? Okay, thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ron, next item, please.
Mr. Vice Mayor, now it's up for summary of current events by you or council members.
Got it. Are there any events, any summaries that any council members would like to reference? Councilmember White?
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. I would just like to acknowledge, we don't need a proclamation for it, but it's something I celebrate every February. It's Black History Month, and I'm very proud to be the ancestor of not only black immigrants, but also black slaves here in America. And I find that it's super important that we not only acknowledge the history and contributions of those that have come before us, but also the contributions of many folks who are of African and African American descent here in the city of Avondale, who come to work every day and make this place great. With about 10% of our population in the city of Avondale representing the African American community, I'm very proud to sit on this council, and I'm very grateful to be celebrating Black History Month. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of council? Tina, do you have anything to offer?
Not at this time, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. I think that's it. All right, next item is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Malone, seconded by Councilmember Solorio. All those, please vote.
Councilmember Condi?
Aye.
Okay, item passes 6-0. Everybody have a great night. Travel safe home, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night, Councilmember Condi.
Feel better. What's that?